everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, as you can see, the cover is off the pit and we are about to start into our whole crop and third cut silage. Lee has to go off harrowing for reseeding. Bro's in the 3690. 3690 is back in action. Very much looking forward to get using it, but the first thing that we have to do, we have our pit covered. It's not great along the back and maybe a bit along the front, but in the middle and even where the split is between the two, it's kept very well. That's our first cut, that's our second cut. The pit has claimed its second phone this year. Liv lost her phone while we were rolling up, so we're going to see can we get her iPhone to ping and try and find it, and then we're going to get going. So I'm going to try and have a look while they're getting just a header onto the 6270 and ready to rock and roll. There's one happy woman, she has her phone now. Will you be happy now? Yeah. Just found her phone, happy out. It's time to go cutting. And we are off. And there's only one tune I can think of that is fitting to the occasion. Probably get a copyright strike, but however. Guess who's back? God, I love her. You love it, Bertie. Happy days, Bertie. Don't know what it is, but a convoy is just awesome. Just going across this field here to get into the tillage field just gives us a bit of room to get set up.
Don't give up, 'cause you're tired of waiting.
And we are away. So we're in our spring wheat, where we had our uncovered maize last year. So to open the field, what we do is, just to save time, is we drive the tram line. So we're just driving on the tram line. We do lose a bit, but in the grand scheme of things, we're on the mission to save time and get this done. The plan is to get, we have 40 acres of whole crop to bring in. Whole crop is slow going, it takes time. And we have 50 acres of silage to go into the pit. So we have 90 acres to go in, and we want to try and get it done in 2 days because we want to be able to get on to our spring crop, spring combining, because we have 70 acres of winter barley ready to go, and we have our 10 acres of beans will be ready by the end of this week or beginning of next. So I'm absolutely sweating. But yeah, pressure's on to make as much time as we can. But hey, we're working. Gobble, gobble. And once the field is open, things get a lot easier. Getting the first bit of field done is always the hard bit. Once we get it opened up, it won't be too bad. And it seems to be actually yielding quite well. The trailer's filling up very quickly. So we could actually do well to get around this 5 acre field, which would be quite nice now. It'd be quite nice to have the full of it before we get around it. Maybe a good complaint to have. I'm just doing this job for Liv because she asked me to, and then I'm back in the 3690 to draw a load, and then I'm on the pit and Bro's taking over the 3690. So yeah, that is the crap. Lovely sight to see. So I'll put the drone up later on the day, probably after we have dinner, just so I can have a little bit of time just to get footage. I'm under a bit of pressure to do all the little bits to get started. Lovely clean finish, ground is dry. What more can you ask for? Sun is splitting the stones. Look at that for such lovely out. If the trailer was painted now, that'll be something rig. We'll go draw a bit, Bertie. We'll go get a bit. We will. Go on. Oh, come on. Sloppy Joe. Waiting to get our load. The Brocken is filling. Liv has gone with the first trailer load. I'll have the third. Whole crop is a slow enough process. Isn't it, Bertie? Slow enough. So it means that tree drawing, even though we have about 2 kilometers, maybe 2.5 kilometers of a draw, tree's plenty because it just takes that little bit of time to fill a trailer. So it's going to work out grand. I'm absolutely sweating. I'm going to have to go change this t-shirt for one of my more appropriate summer wear, now that we're finally getting it. And we are hauling, not grass, but hauling wheat, spring wheat, in the 3690. What do you think, Bertie? You enjoying it? You're getting a bit hot there, dog. I had to close the back window because he decided he wanted to sit up there. So we're going to try and do a swinging maneuver. Aha. Perfect. And we're back. It just feels so good to be back in the 3690. Looking forward now to just getting her finished off and then getting on to some other work, bit of harrowing, maybe a bit of baling, finish up the year. Isn't it good to be back, Bertie? It's good to be back. Please tell me the joke's gonna start. Oh my good lord, tonight. Must have flights on or something. Hey, where you are in business? You may notice this is a very nice looking spot. Where did this come out of nowhere in our farm? But that is a story for another video. But we are well underway out here. Well underway. Actually have to bring an order stone today. Liver's driving in there with stuff. So yeah, nothing like a bit of pressure. So we're putting the whole crop over every bit of it. So it's a whole even batch of stuff. No matter where we go, we'll sprinkle over it all. So you'll have to excuse the back of my head while we're pushing up. Just wanted to show you what I was talking about. So we have 5 load tipped into the pit there now. First field is over, so they're getting about load to the acre. That's what's coming in off the first field anyways. I'd say the winter wheat will be all much of a muchness about that. What I'm doing at the minute is I'm filling the crack between 2 pits. So we're putting whole crop across it all. Lovely. Put whole crop across it all, and then third cut on top of everything. Because the 2 pits was different, the pit on the right was higher than the pit on the left. I'm just filling the crack in between, just to make sure it's level. The next big thing I need to make sure not to do is let any of the whole crop spill out over the edge, any edge. I have to keep it in, and then put the third cut, let it spill over the whole crop out to the edge onto the old pit. The reason for that is, and we done it last year and it worked perfectly, but the reason for it is, if we let whole crop right out to the edge and I can't get a good foot of grass to cover it, we'll end up with all the edges being riddled by rats and birds and mice, and they'll destroy it. That's what happened the year before last. There was whole crop out on the edges and we just threw the third cut or second cut on top of it. And there was whole crop around the edge and the rats just went to town on it. Last year I made sure we kept it all in nice and tidy, and then we went with our stuff around outside, and different job altogether. It's been quite nice to push up because it's so fluffy, and that it just levels really, really nicely. Just get out here now on the pit and show you the whole crop. So this is our whole crop wheat. So it's coming in actually quite green. So you can see it there. I got Father Phil to slow down the intake to try and get a shorter chop, because we run a half set of knives in the harvester. So every other blade is half a blade. We end up with really long silage, which is what our customers want. It means it slows down digestion for the cattle. They don't eat as much, it doesn't run through them. Nice job for that. Maybe not so nice for the straw, as you want it kind of short. So it looks to be doing quite a nice job. We're getting, you know, pretty decent shortness there. But what we're looking for is all that grain. You can see all that grain there. So I just catch the camera between my legs, try and separate out the grain. So you can see the grain here. What we're looking for, we have the mill and the harvester. So it's like basically like a roller, and it's set to very, so all this has to go be compressed through the mill to try and crack all these grains to make sure the cattle can digest it. So what we're looking for is to make sure, particularly these riper ones, are split and we can see the white. Once we see the white, that'll ferment and the cattle will digest it. If we don't, them grains will just go straight through the cattle. There's a lot of green grain in it, and that green grain will ferment and be perfect even if it wasn't cracked. With all that ripe grain that's in it, they need to be well cracked to make sure that it works right. So it seems to be doing a good job. So that's the whole crop. Black Massey's in tipping. So yeah, 3 days of this now should put it all in. The whole crop will be doing very well to have all the whole crop in by this evening. Very well. We should be about 3/4 of the way through it, I would imagine. It's just the whole crop is about 40 acres a day is what you can get in. It's just slow enough. If you had a direct cut head, we have like a combine header. If you had a direct cut head, which is like discs, like a mower, they're much quicker. Oh, hell of a price compared to our little combine head, which we've had since something like 2008. Doesn't owe us a lot. There's 120 acres in there now, and when we get the third cut and the whole crop in, there'll be 210. There's another 90 acres to go in. Just have this side kind of leveled up with the other side, and just starting to level a bit off there. It's actually taken quite a bit of time for loads to come to me, so it is what it is. But yeah, our whole crop is very hard to roll because it's very spongy. Very spongy crop, so it takes a lot of rolling. But that's why we put our third cut on top of it, because it's that extra weight which helps compress it down. Just keep on rolling. Spuds is ready, so I sent out to pick them up. Just actually don't have this field lifted, they must have just went on out to start this one. So they're damn near finished here now. See how they're getting on. Father Phil and Alfie, his trusted companion, even though I think he was switching the cab, did he, on you?
He did, he knocked off the switch to turn off all the controls. How he done it, I don't know.
Anyways, how's that going?
Great. Yeah, flying it, nice crap and stuff.
Yeah.
It's short now, it's lovely for cutting.
Yeah.
There's a big high percentage of grain to the straw now.
Yeah, it's not bulking up.
No.
No.
You're going to have high quality feed.
Yeah. Like, I still haven't the top of the pit covered yet.
No, you wouldn't. You've only 9 loads gone in.
Yeah.
You'll just about get a load today, Carol.
Yeah. We'll be on and we get the dinner. We're just coming back in after the dinner, and Father Phil's like, look, film. So you can see how the height of the crop there, and then you can see it rise up and go down. You can see that kind of a V going into the field where that's higher.
That's organic.
Well, organic without shortener. Or organic. No sprays altogether.
Completely missed with the complete miss of the sprayer, tiny little V.
Yeah, I might just stop at that on the way back. Yeah. Anyways, I'll leave these in here and
I'll leave the short crop.
Yeah. It is. So here is the organic patch Father Phil is on about. So you can see sprayer got this, sprayer shortened this. You can see how high it is. Just comparison. Just, you know, head height is just below my knee. About knee height at head height, as in the height of the head. And we're cutting it with what, about 6 inches of a stubble. But you can see short, and then it gets high. And if you look where it's short, there's no weeds, lovely and clean. We're looking here, you can see weeds. Not bad with weeds by any means. Now, if you're in organics, you'd be very happy with that. But that's the difference between, if we didn't put the shortener on it, that's how high it would be, but that's how high it is with the shortener. You can see maybe a little bit more disease in the crop, see all them blackheads, than you do here, because that wouldn't have got its fungicides, whereas this would. Would the entire field have been like this if we had it done? Probably not, because that'd have a benefit of maybe some drift from that, helping keep that right. Just interesting to see. So enough to tip the 3690. So we've had a breakdown. I am absolutely dripping in sweat. Upon sun cream there, this sheer heat in that sun. Upon some sun cream, better be safe than sorry. But I just had to go grab a lot of bits out of the workshop. He thought he had everything he needed with him, so he usually has a 5-gallon drum with all the bits for that Wholecrop header, but he's missing bits out of it, so grabbed a lot of bits, bit on down to the field and get going again. Also, shout out to Mr. Dave Duke putting on the Saw Doctors on iRadio. Great tune for a bad situation.
No, we're on it.
Well, keep spirits high. Yeah, I did, yeah. Liv's hammer. So what happened? The stone come up and hit it.
He kicked as I was crossing it.
And she just spat out one of the...
Broke off one.
And she broke that and a section. The sections are riveted in on this.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of work in it. One stone. No doubt. And we're back combining again. Not combining, Wholecropping. Actually staying here now till he gets his last bit lifted and then move the header on. Bros had to go rowing, so I've had to drop a trailer. Yeah, but I think there's another man coming to us to drive. I think that's the plan. Something along them lines.
All grown up, California dreaming. It gets tough.
So we're just changed over into the other field. I'll show you some pretty nice time-lapse footage of getting this far. So we're just trying to get off the road now, as you do. So yeah, the joys of it.
This should have the road closed.
Yeah, that road should be closed.
Yeah.
With Tyke got by. So me and Liv were just talking about the roadworks just in the village here. It was tight now again by the harvester.
Even lorries.
Lorries, everything, like it's not just a harvester, it's quite tight. And there's a fair bit of traffic behind us and in front of us.
Yeah.
But remember, we got by alright, but it's just the hassle. Yeah, it's the hassle. So you enjoying the draw?
It's a bit too hot.
No, we're not complaining in this video about the heat, Liv. We've been looking for it for the last 2 months. And Ellie's alright. Flat out, Liv, isn't that it? They must have heard you talking, Liv. They're not here anymore. They must have been just filling in a bit of stone along the edge or something, I don't know. Just walking out, there's a bit of wind. There's not a cloud in the... well, there's one there. But other than that, there's not a cloud in the sky. Sunflowers soaking up the sun, but it seems so alien. It's been so long. But one thing, what is the secret to a happy wife? Cold can of lilt out of the fridge. Just telling them what's the secret to a happy wife. Cold can of lilt on a hot day. Have fun. We're back on the pit. Bit of tidying to do. We get it done. I get under control and we'll pick up the camera again. So we're heading on to get a load with the 3690. So yeah, we'll be on and we'll get a load. He'll fit the rest into the Black Massey and the Brahman, so I'm going to hang on to get him moved with the 62.7 in the trailer. The reason we just have a tractor and a trailer here is it's faster. It's faster. The whole thing is trying to get this all done. It's just a busy week, a lot of bailing on this week actually. A lot of bailing. We thought we'd a lot done, but still coming out of the woodwork, but can't complain. Work is work. Every minute counts, and the hassle of trying to hook it up, then get in, and then drop it with the harvester itself. It just takes time. That's why we're running the tram lines as well. We're not going to base stuff down. We are losing a bit. The birds can have that. I'm not relented from them. I try and find somewhere to get that ready to load and get moved, and yeah, we just keep at it. Lee is back. He used to go off mowing with single mower, and then when he gets back, then he's going to take over the pit. Then I'm going to get the third cut on the ground and group it, so it saves us time having to get heavy road, because the rake is busy enough getting all this road done anyways. Someday, absolutely brilliant. So, header on, down the field we go again. Live in the 6290, and the trainer is open in all the fields because that's the smallest tractor, smallest wheels on both tractor and trailer, at least my own tractor. So she's following me down, Featherfield's gone on ahead, he's going back in, I back in off the road on the header and start. And he's hoping we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. One is 1.5 acres, there's very little in it, maybe 2 acres. The other is where we had the beet, so there's 1 hectare in it. And then the next bit, then there's 20 odd acres in. So he's hoping he'll be able to get between the fields without taking off the head. That's what his plan is. So that's spring wheat that side and spring wheat that side. So we'll get that all whacked in. That's the head on. Lip is ready to go in. I think I'm gonna, I don't know, I think I'm either hard red in the face or just really burnt. Well, I find somewhere to leave this out of the way, and that's them cooking. Time to head on back to the yard with her. So just have the pit under control again, and Father Phil's after ringing. He's another section gone on the harvester. He reckons it was from the first stone, done the rivets or snapped the rivets on the next knife on it, so right now it's come out. We'll go get the Subaru, go to the Jeep, get the bits, go up to him, get back. Yeah. Oh my golly gosh. And away we go in the Subaru. Wait for it. It's my favourite bit about the car. Well, something funny. It's a Jap import, so she likes to talk in Japanese. So, driving along, have the AirPods in just so if I get any calls, can answer them and talk away. But turns out Father Phil is also now stuck in the field. And I was about halfway, a bit more than halfway to him. And now I have to go back and get a towing cord so they can pull him out. So, yeah, fun. And I didn't think that field was going to be that wet. It says you just keep sliding into the wet spots. So that is lovely. Wasn't expecting that field to give any trouble. That'd be the drier of the, well, not the driest field, but it'd be drier than where we would end up. The last bit we have to do is call the wet field because it's wet. So, yeah. Oh yeah. Best thing about Subaru, it's a van. So I have space for all this crap. So yeah. Also, air conditioning, working brilliant. You found the wet spot. So we have a towing cord here. Memory serves me right, it's a 35 ton towing cord. It's 7 ton per cord, and there's 5 cords or 5 lines on it. So it's an anchor lifting system. And I dropped it into our yard. He said rather see us using that than the chain, so I'm pretty sure we used it to pull this out before. We used it to pull the thing off the wall. Where will I go? The hitch or the top link? Right. So the harvester is about 14 ton. Usually the rule of thumb is pull with something heavier than what you're pulling, but the mighty 7S 180 is up to the job. And he was only in catching the the tail ends of a run, wasn't he? But I think he said he got into a bit of a rut and she just kept sliding in. But yeah, can't fault the towing cord anyways. It done exactly what she says on the thing. We'll leave that in the back of the harvester in case it's needed again. Nelly, what are you doing? What are you doing, Nelly? Oh, at least it's starting to cool down a bit now. They will hurt your legs, yeah. I'll follow you. Rapid breakdown recovery. That's what that is. We get the drone fired up. Lee is on his way to 3690, so we get some good 3690 shots as well.
Don't give up, 'cause you're tired of waiting. All grown up, California dreaming. It gets tough when you feel the real thing. It gets rough. Seeing is believing. Let's go out and live it up, 'cause you are more than good enough. When I fall to the ground, I just keep believing. When I'm lost and can't be found, I just keep the feeling. It's alright, everything will work out at the end of the night. When I fall to the ground, I just keep believing. Hold on tight, it's the eye inside the storm. When it's light, you'll have made it to the dawn. Let's go out and live it up, 'cause you are more than good enough. When I fall to the ground, I just keep believing. When I'm lost and can't be found, I just keep the feeling. It's alright, everything will work out at the end of the night. When I fall to the ground, I just keep believing. Let's go out and live it up, 'cause you are more than good enough. When I fall to the ground, oh, I just keep believing. When I'm lost and can't be found, well, I just keep the feeling. When I fall to the ground, oh, I just keep believing. When I'm lost and can't be found, I just keep the feeling.
It's not too big a job to change anyways.
No, I just can't make a feel.
Aye, and start opening it up with and missing a whole string. So we're in the Subaru again. Oh, you can't even see me. So it has been, what would you say? Yeah, we went from fixing to now it's dark. So what's happened? So we fixed the knife. We said, Father Phil said we'll go straight to the wet field, big, just 28 acres, nice bit in it. Just make a bit of progress. But it was first time we got out there. But it has to get the header on, quite soft inside the gate, which is not a good sign because that's usually the drier end of the field. Left the camera in the car, so that's why I didn't film anything. We lifted the load. With Liv I done the tram line for. It was wet, and then with T came in. Now that's now, so you can see the flashing lights out there, they're cutting away. So I'm gonna go back to the pit, turn on the lights, push up. I got some drone footage there. it's too dark to fly anymore. We were thinking of leaving the field to combine, but we said no, ground should be dry now, we'll go in, cut all we can. Maybe leave a bit at the drier end for combining, but turns out that we'll be leaving the wet stuff to maybe combine. If we get 2 weeks dry weather, we'll be grand, but we get another wet week, that's it, row off. We'll be on back to the pit and we keep it shoved up out there. I think I can say it's gone a little out of hand. There are 4 or 5 load and Liv is ready to tip. Oh, Liv has tipped. Oh, she's blocking herself in. Right, let me get on top of this.
Walked in Friday night looking for a girl, feeling alright. Jukebox playing loud and true. Willie was singing that crazy tune. There she was, getting down, riding that.
Just have the pit tidied up there. We're doing a bit of rolling. Straight up plastic in the corner way to help. Have it all shoved up. Just have to walk back the face a little bit, just a little bit past the gully there. That's all we're doing for this evening or tonight. Father Phil's just not happy. He thinks he'll get a good bit of a cut, but he's not happy to do it in the dark, as it's just that bit harder to see everything, see how full people are, see what the ground is like underneath the crop. So he just wants to leave it till morning when he can see more, and he reckons he'll get a good bit of it done. So it is what it is. Just have to wait for Lee to come back with the 3690, and yeah, that'll be it for tonight. What things I'm doing with putting in the whole crop, try and keep it fairly level, and kind of the back to the front, instead of what you normally have as a ramp going up, I will have it kind of coming up and then trying to keep it level. So that way we have most of our whole crop in this center chunk, and it gets thinner as we go that way. So because we'll need to feed more whole crop at the front of the pit, because we'll have all the beef finishing cattle, and as we get further into the pit we'll get killing bulls and we need less and less. If I do it like the traditional way, and have very little whole crop at the front and I need lots of whole crop mixed, it's probably just as easy to put in a separate pit, but we just don't have that available to us currently. It's just that balancing act of trying to make sure that face of the pit, front of the pit, I'm getting a good thick wedge of whole crop in, and then it doesn't matter after that, it can taper out to the other end, but just to get the chunk of it in at the start. But make it hard to get the third cup, because then that has to go on top of that again and ramp it up. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I haven't rolled much now, but you know, very hip stuff in front of me. Anyways, we'll pick it up again in the morning. So it is the next morning, we're back in the field, and the field is wet. So we're just trying to open up some more around the gate, just so that we can try and avoid wet spots. We're on maybe driving a track through the barley, just to find a good spot to get out, because we're bringing out a nice bit of muck. That's why we finished up last night. Part of it is just making sure everything's okay in the harvester before we get going, and then we're going to get going. So we're cutting a track down this way, we're going to cut another square out. Should be fairly good. Down that brow, there's a wet spot just out from that tree to the centre, and then around that back to the big tree, to the pole, the far side of the pole, till she comes down into the hollow, and then everything in the hollow, their side of that pole, will be wet. But we're going to see how we get on. I'm going to take the first load here just to open up another part of the field, see how that goes. It's time to cut another bit. So we're opening away here. As you can tell, just pan there, Liv, pan the camera. You can see there's a nice bit of oats gone down. There's about maybe 40% of the crop is after getting tossed or lodged. So it's making it quite difficult to get it with that combine header. It's not the best header for lifting stuff that's fallen over. So it's a bit of a shame, but he's trying to do the best he can there. Well, we just want to try and get as much of this as we can done, so that it just takes the risk out of it if the weather did turn bad on us. But stays good, we'll get out and we'll get combine and whatever's left. But if it turns bad, what we are getting caught at the minute might never be got. That's just the kind of ground it is. But this could be the first year we'll have to walk away from some of them. Every year we've managed to get it cut so far. So yeah, that's the crack. Liv has all her doggies with her. Bertie and Nelly. Nelly even has a bed for herself. Liv's gone on with the load. They're just cutting out the squares that we went in and around different bits just to open it up. Just to try and get different options to try and avoid wet spot. I'm heading off mowing to get this 50 acres of grass grounding group. So we're just in the cab with Father Phil and Alfie.
That's the thing.
He's not, he's watching.
He's watching to see if there are a mouse.
There are a mouse to jump out at him. How's it going so far?
It's alright. Tricky, it's wet, but you're what you do.
Yeah. Harvester's going well anyways.
It's going.
What do you reckon? 3/4 loads or?
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the ground is so wet.
Yeah. It's a terror too, like.
Never dry.
Yeah. There the difference, like it's fairly green here, and then when you go in a bit, it gets real right.
Wetter spots is right and it's died off.
Yeah.
But in the crows now and the wet weather, you wouldn't have a lot left in that. I can't understand that got so tall.
Yeah.
And it was.
And it got shortener.
It got the full dose of shortener.
Yeah. Ground is probably maybe too rind.
Got a bit too rich now.
Yeah. Pulling in now.
We have more. We'll get in there.
So back at the Wholecrop, and Lee has been on the pit while I've been away doing all the mowing and baling and all everything else. Lee's a damn hand on the pit, and for those of you wondering when you get to see Lee, Lee asked could he stay in the background of the videos, which is perfectly fine. Everyone is entitled to their, what would you say, privacy or semi-privacy. But yeah, Lee has to be in the background character, so you won't see much of him, but he's doing a great job on the pit there while I've been away. So we're just running down to get the header now, is it? Are they finished cutting?
Well, yeah, Eric says there's only one more load.
So they're just about finished the whole crops. We'll have a look when we get down there and see how much of the field they caught. Is there much left?
Not really, just the wet bit.
The wet bit, about 5 acres? Okay, we'll have a look when we get down there. That is all the whole crop cut. I'd say there's the guts is 6 or 7 acres out there not cut. So I'd say we'll probably hit that with some Roundup maybe in the next week and try and combine it if the weather stays good. If not, it's a loss. You know, it's the risk you take sowing ground like that. But the last, basically since we started tilling it, this is going to be the first year we may lose it, but we may not. Like, it's like everything. We'll go back to the yard, just see what the pit looks like before the first grass comes in, see how it's bulked up. It seems to have bulked up quite nice in the pit now, and Leah's a right good job done on rolling it and that, so a bit on. And that is the whole crop all in. Climb up the hill. Smells real nice. Leah's a good job done rolling it. I think we've got her straw length shorter than we've got it in previous years, so I'm hoping it'll feed pretty good. We have our spring wheat and some of our spring oats in the pit. It's a nice bit. We reckon we have about 3 to 4 foot of a covering, so just about the width of a grab. When it comes to feeding it out, it's going to be interesting. Will we be able to get enough for the most silage? And that's the biggest thing that I'm kind of not sure on. Probably do a building another pit just to be able to do 3 cuts, but be able to have a deep section of whole crop. Probably something we'll have to look into in the future, but for this year this is how it's being done until we start feeding bulls in about a month's time, before we know what it's like. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, and stay tuned for the next one, an epic silage video with mowing, lifting and shoving up all included, provided I'm actually there and they're doing it, because I have a good bit of baling to do. So yeah, anyways, we'll leave it at that. That's it. Good luck.